Wooden wagon wheels rolled through the tumbleweeds of another time. Fixed to covered wagons, they transported settlers to the American West in the 18th and 19th centuries. There are now cities and freeways where wagon wheels once blazed trails, but making them is not a lost art. A thriving nostalgia industry keeps these big wooden wheels turning. Wagon wheels are in demand for historical reenactment events, museums, and the movies. The wheelwright carves the hub from a chunk of strong, rot-resistant oak. As it spins on a lathe, he cuts it to length. He stops the lathe and marks measurements for the wagon wheel's profile, sizing it for reinforcing metal hoops. He resumes carving, using the penciled lines as a guide. He transforms the oak blank into a barrel-shaped design, which is traditional for wagon wheel hubs of the 1870s. With the hub now clamped in another machine, he uses a mechanized chisel to punch out rectangular spoke holes known as mortises. He angles the edges of each hole to receive the tenon end of the spoke. He slides steel hoops onto the hub at the ends and in the center. It's a snug fit, but it's not quite tight enough. A hydraulic press squeezes the hoops around the hub to provide just the right tension. The hoops will act as a constricting force to keep the wood from splitting. From a chunk of wood into a substantial wagon wheel hub. Now, using tools called spoke shaves, the wheelwright shapes the hickory wood spokes. He narrows the throat of the spoke to add flexibility where it's to be inserted into the hub. He coats the mortises of the hub with glue. He inserts the spokes into the glued holes. He drives them into place with a sledgehammer. There are 12 spokes in total for this front wagon wheel. The wheelwright then spins the wheel and eyeballs it to confirm that the spokes rotate on an even plane. Then, like sharpening a pencil, he brings the ends to a point. This prepares them for the tenon cutter, which now carves them into peg shapes for insertion into the wheel rim. He installs the steam-bent wooden rim in 2 sections. It's drilled to match up with the spokes. At first, it's easy, but as the tension builds, it becomes tougher to insert the remaining spokes. So he stretches the rim wider with a clamp. This gives him more room to maneuver as he fits the others into the rim half. In the process, he creates a slight bow in the plane of the wheel. It's a truss-like state that adds strength to the wagon wheel. Now, using an electric roller machine, he bends a strip of steel into a round wagon wheel tire. It takes just one pass through the rollers to achieve the desired bend. The length will need to be precisely measured. He measures the inner circumference with an old wheelwright tool called a traveler to determine just how much tweaking it needs. Then, using a torch, he cuts the tire to the exact length required. He makes the tire slightly smaller than the wheel itself because it must serve as a heavy-duty elastic band to hold the assembled wagon wheel together. He welds it where the ends meet, and this completes the wagon wheel tire. He now bakes the tire briefly in an open fire. The metal expands, and at a strategic moment, they pull it out of the flames. The tire has stretched to the point where it can be installed on the wheel, but it's not quite hot enough to cause the wooden wheel to catch fire. They pour water onto the tire to bring it back to a cooler temperature. As it cools, it shrinks to the wagon wheel, creating that elastic band effect. Next, they prime and paint a matching set of wheels in the color of the client's choice. And with those finishing touches, these wagon wheels are en route to the past. For fans of American history, it's sure to be a sentimental journey.